The night Kirk Frost got caught wasn't just another scandal. It was the spark that changed everything. What started as quiet whispers behind closed doors exploded into chaos when Jasmine dropped a truth bomb that no one saw coming. For years, rumors had floated, receipts surfaced, and denials were made. But that night pulled the curtain all the way back. This wasn't just gossip, this was exposure. Jasmine's revelation didn't just shake fans. It split the love and hip-hop world right down the middle. Kirk's expression told the story before words ever could, and Rasheeda's silence echoed louder than any reaction online. The internet caught fire instantly, screenshots flying, voices debating, and fans demanding answers. The night that was supposed to stay secret became the night everyone remembered. And that chaos began, like most storms do, quietly, in the city of Atlanta. When Jasmine walked through those lounge doors, the entire room felt it. Her energy wasn't loud. It was sharp, intentional, and impossible to ignore. She didn't come to hide or sneak around. She came to be seen. Witnesses say she carried herself like someone with unfinished business, calm, steady, and dangerous in her silence. Meanwhile, Kirk Frost, sitting comfortably in a corner booth, froze the moment his eyes met hers. That fake sense of control he'd been holding on to slipped right through his fingers. The tension was so thick it changed the vibe instantly. People nearby stopped talking. You could feel curiosity fill the air. These two weren't strangers, not even close. The way they leaned in, spoke low, moved carefully around each other told a story without words. This wasn't some random encounter. This was a reunion wrapped in unresolved truth. Jasmine's body language said everything. She wasn't here to beg or cry. She was here to remind him that secrets have consequences. Kirk tried to play it cool, but the unease showed. His eyes darted, his tone dropped, his smile faded. Whatever peace he had walking in, it was gone. Jasmine leaned closer, whispered something in his ear, and the expression on his face said it all. Shock, guilt, and fear blending together. Witnesses didn't catch the words, but they knew what that look meant. Something real had just shifted, and before anyone could process what they saw, Jasmine straightened up, smirked, and walked away like she had already won. That single move turned a quiet night into the beginning of a scandal. And what came next proved she wasn't bluffing. Moments later, Kirk followed Jasmine outside. He thought a private conversation could contain the damage. But privacy doesn't exist when there are phones everywhere. Out in the humid Atlanta night, voices were low but tense. A few people nearby heard bits and pieces. Jasmine's firm tone, Kirk's short replies, and that rising edge of frustration he couldn't hide. Someone started recording, just a few seconds, but it was enough. In the blurry clip that hit social media minutes later, Kirk looked uneasy while Jasmine pointed sharply, talking fast. Her expression calm, but cutting. That smirk, the same one she wore years ago when their secret first hit the blogs, returned like a warning. The video spread instantly with captions like, "It's happening again," and Jasmine back with the truth. Inside the lounge, whispers turned to chaos as people realized what was unfolding outside. Kirk's phone buzzed nonstop. Texts, calls, messages, all panic. One witness swore they heard him mutter, "She can't do this right now." But it was already too late. The damage had begun, and Jasmine wasn't stopping. While Kirk scrambled to control the scene, Jasmine was already setting her plan in motion. She didn't need to yell, didn't need drama, just timing. And within moments, the night went from whispers to wildfire. That shaky, low-quality video was all it took to light the internet up. And what Jasmine did next would turn that spark into a full-blown explosion. While Kirk was pacing, calling, and trying to calm the situation down, Jasmine was already 3 steps ahead. She wasn't interested in quiet meetings or whispered apologies anymore. She was ready to flip the story on its head. Just after midnight, she opened Instagram, hit go live, and changed everything. It wasn't a long live, barely 2 minutes, but every second hit like a grenade. Her tone was calm, her words careful. "Since he wants to act like it didn't happen," she said, "let's talk about that night." That single line sent shockwaves through social media. Within minutes, the live was clipped, reposted, and dissected across every gossip page online. Hashtags started trending. Dar Kirk exposed, Dar Jasmine speaks, Rasheeda deserves better. Fans flooded the comments, demanding answers, tagging everyone involved, begging for receipts. Some were defending Jasmine, calling her brave. Others accused her of chasing clout. But either way, everyone was watching. The internet turned into a courtroom overnight, and Jasmine was both judge and witness. Kirk's name was everywhere. Blogs, YouTube, Twitter threads. Even people outside the love and hip-hop world were tuning in. Meanwhile, Rasheeda hadn't said a word. That silence only made fans more desperate for her response. Every emoji she posted, every move she made online was being tracked like evidence. By morning, Jasmine's live had been viewed thousands of times, shared across continents, and replayed in slow motion by fans trying to read every expression on her face. What she said wasn't much, but it was enough to suggest there was more. And that mystery kept everyone hooked. But the real blow came just hours later, when the first voice note surfaced, and the voice inside it was unmistakable. By sunrise, the situation had exploded. Screenshots, clips, and hashtags were everywhere. But one post stopped the internet cold. A short voice note leaked online. It wasn't long, maybe 30 seconds, but the voice was instantly recognizable: Kirk Frost. In the clip, he sounded tense, trying to calm someone down. "I'll handle it," he said. "Just keep this quiet." That was all it took. The internet went into full meltdown mode. Major gossip blogs picked it up within minutes, labeling it the proof Jasmine hinted at. Headlines read, "So this is the real Kirk, and Jasmine wasn't lying this time." Fans started dragging him across every platform, saying they'd been waiting for this shoe to drop for years. Kirk's defenders vanished overnight. He didn't respond, didn't deny, didn't post. And that silence made him look even guiltier. Meanwhile, Jasmine kept her cool. She posted nothing new, just liked a few shady comments under her old posts. A quiet confirmation that she knew exactly what she was doing. Rasheeda, still silent, became the center of speculation. Was she in shock? Was she done? Everyone wanted to know how she'd react. The story wasn't just trending anymore, it was everywhere. And if the voice note was the spark, what came next would be the explosion that no one could ignore. Just when the internet thought the scandal had peaked, Jasmine pulled her biggest move yet. No warning, no caption. Just a single screenshot dropped onto her Instagram story, a text thread clearly between her and Kirk. The messages read, "You know what this is. Don't act brand new. Just keep this quiet." It was the smoking gun. Within seconds, the image was screen recorded, reposted, and analyzed frame by frame. There was no way to twist it this time. Jasmine didn't need to explain. The receipts spoke for themselves. The narrative flipped overnight. Kirk Frost, once the smooth talker who could spin any scandal, was now exposed as the man trying to silence the truth. Fans flooded timelines with comments like, "He finally got caught," and "Jasmine warned him." Even people who had doubted her before started changing sides. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's name started trending beside Jasmine's. Every move she made online, every post, every unfollow, was treated like breaking news. For years, people had seen her as the loyal wife who forgave too much. But now she was the quiet storm everyone was rooting for. The internet didn't just see Jasmine as the troublemaker anymore. They saw her as the one who exposed what had been hidden for years. The power dynamic shifted completely. Kirk wasn't controlling the story anymore. Jasmine was. And while the internet exploded with opinions, Kirk was left trying to clean up the mess behind the scenes. But the damage was already spreading faster than he could contain. It didn't start with drama. Atlanta was alive as usual. Lights flashing, music thumping, the air thick with nightlife energy. Inside a private lounge tucked away from the usual crowd, Kirk Frost thought he was safe. He believed the night would stay quiet, off camera, out of sight. No producers, no drama, no mess. But what he didn't know was that Jasmine had plans of her own. She arrived late, confident, and deliberate. The kind of presence that turned heads without saying a word. Dressed sharp, calm, and in control, She wasn't hiding in shadows. She wanted to be seen. When Kirk noticed her, the shift was instant. Conversations slowed, glances followed, and the air changed. There was history between them, that heavy, unspoken kind that never really fades. Their quiet exchange looked innocent from a distance, but anyone watching could feel it. This wasn't random. It was personal, charged, and about to ignite. And before the night was over, that silent tension would explode into a moment that no one could ever take back. A moment that would light up every screen across the internet. Behind the scenes, Kirk Frost was in full panic mode. The man who once prided himself on keeping calm under pressure now looked like someone watching his world collapse in real time. He was on the phone nonstop, calling old contacts, messaging producers, even reaching out to PR teams he hadn't worked with in years. Everyone around him could see the fear. His usual confidence was gone. He wasn't strategizing, he was scrambling. Sources close to the situation said Kirk tried to reach Jasmine directly, begging her to take the post down, offering to fix things quietly. But Jasmine wasn't picking up. Instead, she liked comments that dragged him even harder. That silence from her was louder than any response. By day 2, damage control had already failed. PR calls were being made to gossip outlets, asking them to remove clips or wait for the truth. But no one was listening. The internet moves faster than spin control, and Kirk was drowning in it. Fans started leaking old texts and blurry screenshots that matched Jasmine's timeline, proving her story lined up. The scandal was no longer about a rumor, it was about evidence. Even people in love and hip-hop's production circles began whispering that this time, Kirk might not recover. Meanwhile, Rasheeda stayed silent, unfazed, watching the chaos unfold without saying a word. That calm scared him more than anything. For years, she had defended him, cleaned up his image, and stood by him through every mess. But this time, there was no defense left to give. The pressure was rising, and with every hour that passed, Kirk's grip on the story slipped further away. What once was a private scandal had now turned into a full-blown media crisis, and Jasmine wasn't done yet. For days, Rasheeda Frost said nothing. No interviews. No comments. Just silence. And that silence spoke louder than any statement ever could. Fans kept refreshing her Instagram, waiting for something, anything. Then, one morning, without warning, she posted a single caption that broke the internet. Sometimes peace means walking away from the noise. No names. No tags. But everyone knew exactly who and what she meant. Within an hour, millions of likes poured in. Influencers, celebrities, and fans flooded the comments with words like "Queen Energy" and "This is how you move." Rasheeda followed that post with something even more powerful, a behind-the-scenes clip of her in the studio, recording a track about strength, loyalty, and rebirth. The lyrics hinted at betrayal, at learning to love herself again, and at never letting anyone silence her truth. It wasn't petty. It wasn't messy. It was empowerment. She didn't need to expose anyone. The world already knew the story. She was simply reclaiming her narrative. Soon after, brand collaborations and podcast offers rolled in, all wanting her to speak her truth. But Rasheeda played it smart. She didn't jump on any bandwagon. She let her silence and her evolution tell the story. While Jasmine continued gaining followers, Rasheeda turned the moment into a movement. She started posting motivational reels about self-worth, forgiveness, and boundaries. What looked like a scandal had now transformed into a rebranding moment. Fans began calling it the Frost Reset. The woman who had once been defined by someone else's mistakes had taken full control of her legacy. And just like that, Rasheeda reminded everyone, real power doesn't come from revenge. It comes from rising above the chaos. In the end, the fallout wasn't just tabloid drama. It became a full-blown cultural conversation. People debated loyalty, privacy, and what forgiveness really means in the age of public relationships. Kirk Frost's silence stretched on as sponsorships and partnerships quietly faded. Meanwhile, Jasmine capitalized on the buzz, launching a podcast and brand deals of her own, while Rasheeda emerged as a symbol of quiet power. Fans began using her quotes in captions, TikToks, and even music edits. Her calm had become the message. Entertainment blogs called it the night Atlanta changed. It wasn't just about infidelity anymore. It was about transformation, control, and legacy. The blurred lines between love, business, and fame had never looked clearer. As the dust settled, one question lingered in everyone's mind. Was this the end of the Frost era, or just the beginning of something new? What do you think? Did Rasheeda win by staying silent, or did Jasmine's truth finally set her free? Comment your take below and subscribe for more untold moments, deeper breakdowns, and exclusive love and hip-hop revelations that keep rewriting the story.